First we have uh, the rules to the game. So we have like repairing the ship, white box. The big white box is the refuel thing. The purple thing right now is the engine. If you don't refuel, you if you don't refuel the engine, you lose the game. You use the navigation equipment to keep your score up, because if you don't use the navigation equipment, it will cause you to lose score. Ultimately, not like you can lose pretty much all your score. And then there's the pump, which hasn't been implemented yet. But when you are surrounded by gas leaks, you the room will seal, and if you're in that room, it's harder to move around because of the gas. And also, there's turning off power to sections, because if you don't turn power off, the cables that are broken will electrocute you. So starting off, now we have our scripts. This is for the steering. Basically, all it's doing, or at least this one, all it's doing is making a random number, and then it's adding or subtracting from it in order to control the steering thing. Then we have our slider. That's just on the engine. That's how you tell how much fuel you have. It just takes input from the interaction script. Let me maximize this real quick. The interaction script. This just basically this instead of having all of the player's actions in one spot, I chose to put the interaction script, so any player movement, if it goes within one of these tags that I've made, which are on each of these objects, it will allow you to interact with. And then we have the navigation script, which this one is also another part of the random number generation. I'm pretty sure this is true navigation, where it allows you to see a certain number. I don't know. It's all confusing. I made it in a stupor. And then we have movement, which arguably is one of my smaller scripts. It was super easy to make. Basically, all it's doing is multiplying the speed and the direction of the input together to move. And then we have RB, which is calling the rigid body. And then you have the engine script, which basically, this is what I spent most of my time on when I was working. Engine script, all it does is, because I was just learning Unity at the time, that's why I spent so much time on it. It has a certain amount of fuel, and it's got 30 fuel, and 30 is just 30 seconds of fuel, and it just subtracts or adds fuel depending on if you're refueling. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Then we have the fill slider, which just fills it. Ladder movement, it's just multiplying. It's basically just turning off gravity, and so you can go up a ladder. And then the refuel script, this is something I recently implemented, which basically all it does is, while stuff is going on, if interacted equals true, it'll start this thing, and if you wait 5 seconds, you get fuel, which then you can go take to the engine. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yep. So give me a second. I'm waiting for the Unity to do its thing. All right. So now we have the game itself. Second, doesn't want to click. We're waiting for everything to go. So this is the game in its current state. That's odd. But basically what's happening is you go around the ship. I don't know. Sorry, I've never had this issue before. It doesn't want to, for some reason, the camera's too wide. But pretty much you go around the ship. That gets low. Electrical problems will come from the ceiling, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching this.